What's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, we're going to be talking about the XRP price chart as the price of XRP sits at 72 cents. As I record this afternoon, with the price up 16% today. This, of course, is coming off the heels of the excitement in the cryptocurrency market with Bitcoin up there at $88,000 today. Of course, last week, we finally got that breakout happen over there in the Russell 2000. 2 hours later, Bitcoin broke out into a new all-time high. Since then, we've seen a lot of things happen over here in the cryptocurrency market. You've got Tron today taking out its 2021 peak. We've, of course, seen things like Doge completely slam through that March high back when the altcoin market had hit that 702 Fibonacci retracement. Boom, off and away it's gone. Like shown in yesterday's video, Solana went through the last retracement level over there of its 2022 fall, sitting there above the 786. And well, of course, Mr. Bitcoin absolutely slamming out of this thing after all the discussions we've had on how this has looked like Wyckoff accumulation. And of course, what do we have down in here is that big sell-off that took place in the United States stock market with the liquidation on August 5th, where even the VIX had the biggest spike since we've seen since C19. So since that moment, of course, we've seen Bitcoin ripping, and that marked the low of the altcoin market move after it hit its retracement level right down here on August 5th. So there's been upward price action happening throughout the whole cryptocurrency market. I've been an avid messenger of that. Those are incredibly important things to be happening in the market. Bitcoin, altcoin market, Russell 2000, all these things need to be going because throughout history of XRP's price action, it is historically tied to whatever is going on in the rest of the market. So when you have things like the Russell 2000 breaking out, Bitcoin breaking out, altcoins YOLOing, well, guess what? It becomes time for XRP to send, which I had tweeted 3 days ago. All of those favorable macro conditions, whether we say macro and we're talking about the US stock market, or just we're even talking about crypto and having Bitcoin going and the altcoins moving, those are all favorable things for XRP's price to be able to move. And the question is, of course, hey, look, we're back at 73, 72, 74 cents. We've been here a couple of times over the course of the last year and a half. This has really been that resistance level unable to break. Well, I come to tell you, I think it's going to break this time, simply because you have all of the other elements out there with Bitcoin in the all-time high and the Russell. But we've talked a lot about this structure that XRP has been in. We'll kind of revisit that here for a second. Really talked about this a lot in the video that was published about a month ago, back there on October 3rd, just structurally what the accumulation looked like of where we've been right now. And I can kind of pull that in of the thing that we've been talking about in here and how these work and how these ranges are after you come off the lows. If you want to go back and rewatch that video, you can. I'm not going to spend too much time in here talking about that, but that you spend time in this range and then you sweep the lows to take out the lows. And then we just essentially entered another accumulation. But if you notice, that's really kind of just what happens in here. You spend this much time stuck in this accumulation. And that's really what we've had going on in here, that we've just been stuck accumulating in here, waiting for the market conditions to be favorable. Well, now we have the favorable conditions. Price is moving. I'm going to bet we're getting out this time. Otherwise, I wouldn't tweet it. Twitter will eat you alive if you are wrong. But structurally, this is what we've been looking for. My thoughts have just been, we're just kind of working out a phase like that, waiting for it to complete itself. Next up, it's time for the exit. Now that the market is favorable for it with the Russell 2000, Bitcoin, with altcoins moving, we just have all conditions there for it to be able to do it. I know there's a lot of narratives attached to it. We have excitement on XRP finally. There's meme coins over there. There's stuff to do. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's almost like the rite of passage of credibility amongst crypto investors. But outside of that, you could see the winds are changing, the tides are changing. Gary Gensler is going to be losing his position here pretty soon. Trump's going to be taking office and replacing him. He's likely going to step down. Then it's whether or not they want to continue these legal battles any further or just go ahead and wrap them all up. So you have kind of that speculation of that at the same time. I'm less convinced any of that really matters. These are the things that really matter to me, that we have the macro conditions favorable for it. And I don't really hang my hat on those narratives. However, I think those narratives are probably going to end up being true. It's probably nearing the end of all of this when it comes to the SEC. But I genuinely think we're going to get out here because all the conditions are favorable for it throughout the cryptocurrency market and in broader markets at this point. I know we could look at this and be like, all right, well, where do you think the next resistance level is going to be above that? I could draw a bunch of them. I can put a bunch of fibs out there and say, hey, we might find resistance at 90 cents. Hey, we might find it at $1.20. Hey, we might find it at 222. But I'm not here for those prices. I'm here for all-time highs. I'm here for a full-blown breakout bull run. So they don't really matter too much to me worrying about the short-term volatility that happens in the way. I'm also not a day trader, at least outside of meme coin insanity, but just in general, we've been in this range for so long. We've done Wyckoff accumulation schematics happening in here. This thing has compressed itself for 7 years, and I've made lots of price prediction videos over the years, and I can maybe make one of those in the next week. I'm not really here to do that. I'm kind of more here to focus on what's happening here with the price right now, that in the coming days, I would expect that this thing will eventually find its way out of here, and we are done with this range. And for those who are tired of seeing 50 cents, my suspicion is 70 cents will become the new 50 cents, but not not for a year and a half like we've witnessed. But my thoughts are, once we get out of here and price does escape, which I think it will, this now becomes our new floor. First step is to get out of there, which means it could have to buckle up a little bit in here before it ends up doing it. But when I take a look around all of markets, and this is something that I've always said, like I can really take away the sexiness of XRP by saying it's tied to the market. When we're talking about the Russell 2000, we're talking about Bitcoin, we're talking about the altcoin market, because this is historically when things happen. And I can come on here and create a super big hype video and be like, yeah, let's go. Which, of course, inside of me, I'm thinking that, but I'm trying to portray it without giving also all those false narratives. The Jasara, Trump, gold, Fed buyback, ISO 20022, SEC settlement, Gary Gensler doomed, right? The conditions are very favorable in the cryptocurrency market and in macro markets right now for us to be able to escape. We have the structures that we've been looking for. We're now back to the top of the range. This is where we should be breaking out from here. My thoughts are we are going to break out from here. I think it'll happen here within the next couple of days. And, we're just living the good life. And I didn't intend on putting out a video today, but I figured people want to talk about it because we've got a pretty decent move out there. And otherwise boring crypto market today, even though, of course, the whole week has been exciting. Otherwise boring today. And XRP happens to be one of the big movers over there. Figure we'll revisit the things we've talked about in past videos. You can go watch past XRP videos. I've kind of kept them to a minimum over the course of the last couple of months. So there's not like a ton of them you have to weed through. You can kind of get a really just good idea of what I've thought about it. But this was like a really quick cliff notes. We've been in that range. We've been waiting to escape for the range. You got the favorable market conditions happening in there. We're now back at the top of the range. This should be the escape. Doesn't mean we go straight to all-time highs in a straight line. There could be a lot of steps along the way. But my thoughts are once we get through this 70 cent area, the 75 cent area, that will eventually become our new supportive floor. And I think that will come very soon. So, all right, I'll wrap it up. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow in markets in the morning. You can check out the newsletter at blockchainbacker.substack.com. You can check out my website, bcbacker.com, for 40 videos and 11 hours of content teaching you how to set up your own charts and indicators within TradingView and CoinTrader Pro. There's links down here in the description of all of my videos to bcbacker.com and to the newsletter at blockchainbacker.substack.com. Otherwise, XRP holders, I do believe it's finally our time. But all right, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor, but if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.